Hello, good people of YouTube. Mountbatten here, and today we have your weekly bonus replay video. And today's featured driver is Bob in the Wisconsin, the Tier 10 American Battleship. Now, the Wisconsin is a little bit different from the other Iowas in game. We have the Iowa and the Missouri. And unlike the other two sisters that are fairly similar but have a mix up in consumables and slightly different armor schemes, there's a bit more different about the Wisconsin. One, she has more HP than the other two, which just by having more HP gives her a slightly improved heal in terms of HP regenerated per second. While yes, it's the same percentage, it still heals more HP per second than the other two. Well, and of course the Missouri just has the old Iowa heal, while the Iowa has the new improved American Battleship heal. But besides that, the shells in the Wisconsin are also slightly different. They're essentially better at range, slightly so. They have better pins at range, they have a better air drag coefficient, which means it doesn't take 2 business days for the shells to arrive to the targets at range, more like 1.5. So while they're better than the Iowa shells at range, it still takes them a second to get there. Because if you don't know, the American battleship shells, well, the American shells in general, they have terrible air drag coefficients, which means they slow down like they've got parachutes attached to them when they're flying through the air towards the target. So aiming at range is a little bit of a hassle. The Wisconsin also has combat instructions, as you can see, with the F key being present on the toolbar there at the bottom. When you pop that, you get a boost to your reload and a boost to the cooldown time of your consumables. That's how they kind of compensate her for being essentially a tier 9 at tier 10. And Bob has finally joined us, it seems. I wasn't sure what I was going to keep talking about if he sat here for much longer, because this is a live reaction replay. I haven't seen this beforehand. I have an idea of what goes on in the game in the background, but I don't know how it goes down. So you guys get my genuine live reaction to whatever it is that goes on screen. So it makes it a bit more entertaining for everyone involved. It's like watching it for the first time together. So it looks like Bob is taking a very cautious approach. He's not full W king in anywhere to chase. He's chilling around 1/2 and 3/4 speed, which isn't a bad call, especially with how a lot of the matches go nowadays. Because if you just, full W key, go to a flank, that flank could, be doomed from the start. And if you're fully committed to that flank, then now you're stuck over there. But if you take, now I'm not saying sit here for 4 minutes like Bob did, but just crank it up to only half speed or 3/4 speed at the start of a match and just see what's going on and get the general vibe of what the team is going to do before you pick a side to go to. Again, I'm not saying sit there for 3 minutes. I'm not sure if Bob was AFK or whatever, but just don't go full tilt off the bat. So it looks like he is heading over to the western side of the map. It also looks like the points are glitched. It's the latest replay feature where, hey, Bert's there in the Buffalo. Look at that, T4 fella. Yeah, the points are flipped. If you notice, the enemy team has 1 cap, almost 2, yet their points are not ticking up because the friendly team points are ticking up. Because the replay, for some reason, thinks that, well, the green team's points are actually the red team's points. Bert got lucky there. But anyway, so yeah, just flip the points, and that's the actual situation going on with the points. Yeah, like I said, the enemy team are about to take the B cap. They just did. So the friendly team, they need to get some caps to start getting some kills, because 2 caps this early on is not a good indicator of things to come. Also looks like the team, look at that line of ships that are just not going to the eastern side of the map down there. From the Yamagiri up to the Essex, they just all decided, we are not going to go to the C cap today. So I guess the friendly team's going to focus on the A and B cap, hopefully so. Bob has launched his spotter. He's cranking some shots off at 26 kilometers away with his Wisconsin. It's nothing about the Wisconsin. I already said that. Yeah, that their shells are better at range. But I don't know. There's still 16 shells at range. And let's see. Musashi 26 kilometers away? Something? No. Okay, I'm guessing he missed. Yeah, that's the thing. You know, the ship with the American module. Oh, Petra takes out Bert there in the Buffalo. The ship with the American range module has like a 27-kilometer range. So when you pop the spotter, you know, you're pushing 30 kilometers. And even with the improved air drag that the Wisconsin has, the shells still take forever to get there, right? So the lead you have to give these ships at that range is absolutely insane. So if the enemy player has, you know, any type of situational awareness, they'll see that your shells are incoming and, you know, just tap A or D a little bit and, you know, now your shots have been thrown off. And what? You just citadel that Yami from 20 kilometers. Okay. Now, the thing about the Yami armor is that the Yami armor is actually really good from range, like 20-something kilometers. You usually can't do that until you push on in. But I guess he just freaking, you know, threaded it through his cheek armor into his citadel. Can he do it again? No, he gets some overpins that time, but okay. All right, then. Kearsarge takes out the friendly Petropavlov, so the friendly team is down 2 ships, battleship and a cruiser. Enemy team's only down 1 ship. And as you can see, they have a pretty healthy points advantage at this time, over double the amount of points that the friendly team does have. But the friendly Stalingrad takes out the other enemy Petro, okay. So this Petro is trying to bow tank, which, you know, Petro's, you know, kind of good at that. Oh, Guapo's on the other team too. Is there a T3, T4 division over there? There is a T3 and T4 division on the enemy team. That's that's 2 of the channel's clans. Those are 2 of the more casual clans that we have. All right, the Guapo's planes are not going for Bob and his. Ooh, yes, go broadside, Goliath. Go broadside. He's got turret 1 and 3 up. He's waiting for turret 2, I'm guessing. Nope, letting it rip. This should be good. Broadside Goliath does not have a whole lot of armor. And beautiful, beautiful. 2 Citadel hits. Sends turret number 2 that way, but he does get his kill yoinked by the Kleber. Dang, that should have been a kill for Bob right there. Alright, so they are, you know, starting to get a bit of a ship advantage here with the 3 cruisers and 1 destroyer that they've sunk. They are now kind of capping the A-cap. The Napoli's in there. The Kleber... Oh, Napoli's dead now. Never mind. Wow. Well, they were getting an advantage with ships. But the Kleber's in A, so maybe he'll cap it. You know, if you're in a situation where your Kleber's having to cap, it's not a good situation. So you're still looking at that Yami out there. Probably thinking he can Citadel him again, which, I mean, heck, if you can do it once, why not twice? He's playing with his throttle enough to throw off the enemy team shots. There, the Yami shells go well behind him. A couple torpedoes here from who? Who are these from? Were they the CV Torps? They're probably the CV Torps. I didn't see if the CV was operating over here, but he manages to get one on Bob, so there you go. Alright, so you got a Petro and an Izumo over there. Izumo just took out the friendly Shikishima. That's not good. So now the kills are fairly even. Enemy team still has those 2 caps. I mean, look at that. Look at the huge point lead they have so far. Over 400 points in the lead from getting those 2 caps early on. So, yeah. And, of course, the friendly team gave up half the map at the beginning, too. That's also not exactly an ideal situation. This is a super ship game, by the way. So it's technically Bob's like tripled up tiered here with his tier 10 Iowa, right? I popped his combat instructions, give himself a faster reload on his main battery guns. About to get another round off on that Yamato. He is, however, fully bow in. So, I mean, you know, funny stuff has happened with the shells and the physics in this game. So, who knows? He might sit down through the deck, might bounce a shell at the turret straight to the Citadel. I've done that in a freaking North Carolina of all things. But nah, just gets a couple of ricochets for his efforts there. Look at that. Musashi, Izumo, Yami. You got some tonnage over there heading this way. Looks like the friendly CV is bullying the Preußen, though. The lone Preußen. Kearsarge, too, is also over here. So, again, a lot of heavy hitters on this flank right now. Gets 5 ricochets off of that Yami there. And if you would have swapped to HE, probably would have got a couple fires off of him. And, it's nothing, sacrilege to use HE in battleships when it's warranted. Because, like, this situation with a fully, steeply bow-in tanking Yami, yeah, you can, hit his Citadel, hit his superstructure, get some damage that way with the AP. Yeah, but, the fire will do you more damage in the long run if he's just going to sit here and go bow into you the entire time. Malta, piloted by Guapo, takes out the friendly Georgia. And Bob popping his spotter plane to get a bit of a peek at this Kearsarge. Kearsarge looking like he's going to turn hard out. If Bob can get this just right, he can have his AP shells go into that juicy, juicy hangar on the back of the Kearsarge. Let's see if he can manage to thread it. It's like the Musashi and the Izumo are pushing up at this moment, too. That's something to watch. Ooh, unfortunately, Bob does get a ricochet off of the Kearsarge. I think Bob has the same problem I have where, I can just absolutely nail turrets at 20 kilometers and nail just the turret, not anything else in the ship that I can easily Citadel. This should be a good shot, though. Enemy team is about to be at 900 points, a mere 100 points away from winning the match. Friendly team has to make something happen here pretty fast. 3 pins on the Kearsarge, though. Ooh, for a good chunk of his HP. Kearsarge returns fire with his Montana-esque broadside. Okay, that's going to be a dead Kearsarge. It's going to buy them a little bit more time, but they are riding the edge here. Enemy team has 919 points. Don't let this Kearsarge get away, boys. Don't let him escape. That'll be so tragic if he does. Okay, cool. The Tianjin takes him out. And now, Bob has a Musashi and an Izumo walking up towards him, and a Preußen. Oh, and the Musashi can go right through Bob's nose as well. That's suboptimal indeed. Hi, Musashi. How's it going, fella? Bob, we'll have his combat instructions here. He does a preemptive heal in the Musashi. The Musashi's firing HE? Excuse you? Excuse you, sir? Musashi with HE? Who hurt you? Oh, this looks so good, though. Alright, let him have it, Bob. Alright, this is probably going to Citadel him. Looks like he's got him right in the cheek. And quad Citadels on the Musashi, bring him very quickly up to 158,000 damage done. And he's got a broadside Izumo just sitting there waiting for him. Oh, that's beautiful. The dispersion wasn't beautiful. That should be a pretty good hit there. That was, I think that was another, 10, 15k to the Izumo. Alright, Petropavlovsk as well, 14 kilometers away. Getting the HE spam on my man Bob here. Izumo still selling broadside to Bob, although okay, he is turning out now. I would assume after watching the Musashi get absolutely disintegrated, that would give him, some hesitation about pursuing his current actions. And gets a fire on the Izumo, but manages to finish off the Izumo there with that salvo, giving him 2 kills so far. Okay, Petropavlovsk, he's a little cocky here. He is angled, but, I mean, 16-inch guns are 16-inch guns. Looks like those shells are going to whiff. He's showing him an awfully lot of broadside here. Bob's lining up the shot, gives him the front 2 turrets. That looks like a good salvo there. Again, even after Bob's a little tear here, there's still... Oh my god, that was beautiful. 27k, another depth strike. Or that was like right on the edge of being a depth strike to that Petropavlovsk. But even with Bob quickly sinking 3 of the enemy ships, the enemy team is still a mere 150 points away from winning. Bob's getting pummeled here by the Preußen secondaries and the Preußen main battery guns. But now Bob is free to give him his full attention. And, ooh, so close to being kill number 4. Although, no, the Stalingrad gets it. Yet again, another kill that should have been for Bob. Alright, so even after that... Oh, man. I swear if they wind up losing this. So even after all that, the enemy team is still winning. They are still a mere 120 points away from winning this match right now. The Yami there picking up that kill in the Stalingrad was not great. Okay, and there goes the Yamagiris. Now they're a mere 80 points away from winning, but it does look like the Yamagiri did get his torps off. I don't know if that'll be enough to sink the Yami. And then you've got the enemy, was it a Vampire 2 that's still up? Okay, Vampire 2 has been spotted. He's hugging the Yami. Man, did all those torps miss? Oh, man. Okay, so they're still alive after that salvo of torpedoes. Guapo's still up in the Malta. There we go. The Stalingrad managed to pick up the Vampire 2. Okay, cool. Looks like the RPM is going to be going down here. But now we have the Malta, Guapo. The enemy team, by the way, still have 2 caps. Now the Kleber is pretty fast. He can get it in the cap. But, the Malta has been found. Looks like the Essex managed to stumble onto Guapo here, who is not close enough to an island to protect his side. So Bob gets his broadside out on Guapo. Let's see how this goes, though. Should be pretty good, unless he hits the flight deck and they all bounce off the flight deck. And, oh my god, 62k in a single salvo. Beautiful. Confederate popping Halsey's skill, getting him that quicker reload. What's his main battery reload down to now? Man has a 20-second reload on his main battery guns. Get the shot off, Bob. Alright. Bob's a little bit too busy gloating in chat. Gets his salvo off. This should be a dead Guapo here. And it is a dead Guapo. That's really satisfying, because if you guys weren't there for Friday night's live stream, Guapo bullied me a bit when I was trying to play Draft Zeppelin, so I swear, I did not know he was in this. I'm not that petty. But Bob showing us the power of the Wisconsin. This really should have been 5, probably 6 kills. He had the Goliath kill stolen, the Preußen kill stolen out from underneath him. 2,500 base XP, 284,000 damage done. Talk about a turnaround 2 of a match, fellas. Enemy team was winning, like, for most of that replay until Bob just went into instant kill mode there in the last quarter of the game. So very nicely done, Bob. And again, God, the Wisconsin's so crazy. But guys, if you have a replay where you have a really good round like this, 14 Citadels, 14 Citadels, 14, that's insane in a battleship. I mean, like, I know battleships are about the big damage, but 14 in one game, that's really darn good. But yeah, guys, if you have a replay like this where you have a really good round, maybe something funny or hilarious happens, you can send it into the email linked in the description down below or in the replay channel on the community Discord, which link to that is also in the description down below. So thank you once again to Bob for sending that replay in. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a wonderful Sunday, wonderful rest of your week. Hope to catch you guys in the next one.